Today we're going to be learning about factors and divisibility. A factor is a number multiplied by another number to find a product. Divisible means a number is divisible by another number if the quotient is a counting number and the remainder is 0. So we're trying to figure out if different numbers are divisible by other numbers, or in other words, if a specific number has a factor of a specific number. So divisibility rules used to determine if a number is divisible by a specific factor. So if you look over here, we have a bunch of different numbers here. We have 6 different rules here. Our first one here is if it's divisible by 2, then the number is even. Okay, that means it would end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. If it's divisible by 3, we add the digits, and the digits are divisible by 3. So you'd use that one mostly for larger numbers to see if larger numbers are divisible by 3. Rule 5 here for divisibility by 5 is ends in 0 or 5. If it ends in 0 or 5, it can be divided by 5 evenly. 6 is rule 2 and 3. So it has to be an even number, and when we add the digits, they have to be divisible by 3. And our 9 here is we add the digits, and it's divisible by 9. And then we have 10, it ends in a 0. Only numbers that end in 0 can be divided evenly by 10. On this next page here, we have is 6 a factor of 24? Draw a model to help. So we're going to draw a model here. We're going to think a little bit about this here. 6 and 24. So what we're asking here when we draw a model is we're going to draw 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and how many do we have to go over in order to find 24 and see if we can do this evenly? So we know that 6 plus 6 equals 12. Okay, so we put 1 6 there and another group of 6 there. That's going to give us 12. If we add 6 to that, so we take our 12 and we add another 6, that's going to give us 18. So we add another 6 there, that gives us 18. And then we take our 18 and we add another 6, and that's going to give us 24. So we're going to go over another 24 there. And so we know that 4, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 6 is 24. So we're going to go ahead and draw our line down there and over. We've modeled our 6 times our 4, which is going to give us 24 as our product there. And so that we know that 6 is a factor. So 6 is a factor of 24. Other ways in which we can do this, besides just trying to figure out or use those basic facts for solving, depending on the number, sometimes it's a little harder to use our basic facts, is using divisibility rules. These rules, as I stated before, make it a little easier to know if a number is a specific factor of another number. So here we have our divisibility rules over here. This is a large list of rules. We're only going to be mostly dealing with these rules over here on the right today. However, these are other rules over here on our left. 2, the last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Just as we said over here, it's an even number. Even numbers always end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. 3, the sum of the digits divide by 3. The sum of the digits, add the digits, and it's divisible by 3. 4, the last 2 digits divide by 4. 5, the last digit is a 0 or a 5, ends in 0 or 5. 6, rule 2 and rule 3. 8, last 3 digits divided by 8. Sum of 9, sum of the digits divided by 9. And 10, the last digit is 0, or it ends in a 0. So now we're going to try and find out if 6 is a factor of 72 using divisibility rules to solve. So we're going to take our 6 there and our 72. We're going to take our 72. 72. And we're going to look at our rules of divisibility, and we want to know if it's divisible by 6. So we're going to look over here at the 6, and it says both rule 2 and 3. So rule 2 is the number even. Well, we know that if a number ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it would be even. And even numbers are divisible by 2. So because our number here ends in a 2, we know it is good for rule number 2. So we have rule number 2. Check. We're good there. So let's look at rule number 3. Rule number 3 says add the digits. It is divisible by, and the digits are divisible by 3. So we're going to add the digits. So we're going to take the digit 7 and we're going to add it to the digit 2. And 7 plus 2 is 9. Now I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. So that means 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So 9 can be divided by 3, which means 6. Our original question here is 6 can be divided by both of these. So we have our rule, oh, that was rule 2. So we have our rule 3. Gets a check 2. So our answer then is yes. 6 is a factor of 72. Six is a factor of 72 because our rules show us that. Now we could double check that here in just a second here. Let's go ahead and double check that. Let's take our 72 and we're going to divide it by 6. And I'm going to use partial quotients because I like partial quotients the most. And so I'm going to draw my line down the side here. And I'm going to think everything, well, 6 times 10 is 60. So 6 times 1 is 6. I want to put a 0 there, so I put a 0 over there, and I have 10. I can subtract, and I'm going to get 12. And 6 goes into 12 2 times. 2 times 6 is 12. I get 0 over here. I add this up, and I get an answer of 12. 6 times 12 equals 72. So 6 is a factor of 72 because our factor pair would be 6 and 12. And that is how we use divisibility rules to find factors.